Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson seems to be a never-ending drama, and what was supposed to be a usual promotion of the fight took a nasty turn. Jake Paul will now sue Mike Tyson and look to cancel the fight. On the other hand, Mike Tyson hit back by suing Paul for canceling the fight for $300M. Ever since this fight was announced, opinions have been divided on this fight. On one hand, we have a young fighter in his prime, who some still don't accept him as a boxer because he was a YouTuber at first. And on the other hand, we have the baddest boxer alive, but way over his prime at 60 years old. Even with all the technology, he is still 60. Chael Sonnen reflected on his YouTube channel on his initial thought, admitting that when the fight was first announced, he was primarily intrigued by the tie-in with Netflix. He worried whether Netflix had made a wise investment in entering the fight game. However, as time passes, Sonnen finds himself growing more optimistic and less skeptical about the event. He notes a shift in his personal experiences, sharing that he hasn't been invited to a fight party in years, but he's already been asked to attend one for Tyson versus Paul. Sonnen sees this as a sign of significant interest surrounding the bout. However, Sonnen raises concerns about the event's status as a fight. While originally scheduled to be sanctioned by the Texas Commission, it's now labeled as an exhibition match. He emphasizes the importance of accurately portraying the nature of the event to ticket buyers and pay-per-view viewers. Just before all the cancellation rumors and leaks, a video emerged online depicting a sparring session involving Paul and Tyson. Despite Tyson's advanced age, he aggressively unleashed a series of punches on Paul, rendering him unable to defend himself. Paul was visibly hurt and embarrassed, slumped against the ropes. Speculation arose regarding whether the video was staged or a genuine display of Tyson's power. However, Paul took to social media, characterizing the incident as an assault and accusing Tyson of intentionally causing harm. He expresses his disappointment and disillusionment with the situation. Paul asserted that he couldn't proceed with the fight against someone who disregarded his opponent's safety. His decision came as a surprise to fans eagerly anticipating the showdown between the YouTube personality and the boxing legend. This event sparked discussions about the ethical considerations surrounding exhibition matches, particularly those involving older fighters who may not be in peak condition. The conclusion of the Paul Tyson saga remains uncertain. While Paul hinted at a potential rematch in the future with improved safety protocols, the damaging effects of the sparring session are already evident. This event has raised questions about Tyson's motives and left Paul feeling humiliated and insecure. In addition to canceling the fight and expressing his frustration on social media, Paul's team pursued legal action by filing a $200 million lawsuit against Tyson for assault. They argued that Tyson's actions during the sparring session were deliberate and intended to cause significant harm, rather than being part of routine training. The lawsuit presented video evidence and witness testimonies to support their claims, adding complexity to the situation. This legal maneuver showcased Paul's firm stance against Tyson's alleged aggression. In a recent social media video, Mike Tyson addressed the recent sparring session, expressing clear frustration. He emphasized that the session wasn't merely casual, but serious boxing training. Tyson voiced his annoyance towards Jake Paul, feeling that Paul disrespected the sport of boxing and its revered figures. Tyson recounted how Paul's behavior pushed him to his limit, with Paul making jests and showing disregard for Tyson and his team. According to Tyson, the sparring session escalated when Paul began throwing reckless punches without proper technique, displaying arrogance in the ring. This prompted Tyson to demonstrate the consequences of not taking boxing seriously. The video then transitioned to highlight Tyson's own boxing career, showcasing his rapid knockouts and powerful combinations. Tyson suggested that this display served as a message to Paul, indicating that experiencing Tyson's strength would teach Paul about the importance of seriousness and discipline in boxing. Mike Tyson remained steadfast in his action, showing no remorse for his methods of teaching Jake Paul a lesson about boxing. Tyson's reaction triggered a new wave of criticism, predominantly on social media. In retaliation, Paul released a video containing a blend of anger and subtle mockery towards Tyson. Dismissing Tyson's accusation of disrespecting the sport, Paul asserted his focus was on training, not entertaining. He systematically dismantled Tyson's arguments, refuting claims of mimicking Tyson's actions. Paul's remarks were dripping with sarcasm, aimed at provoking Tyson further. However, he took a riskier approach by insinuating Tyson might be mentally unstable, hinting at potential brain damage.
Oh, fucking stupid. Like, anyone who believes that shit should not be allowed to vote.
This sparked widespread controversy, reigniting debates about exploiting health issues for personal gain. Despite facing backlash, Paul stood firm, questioning Tyson's sportsmanship and treatment of his opponent. As Paul continued to engage in heated exchanges with Mike Tyson, he didn't just rely on words, he took further steps by modifying the lawsuit itself. During a live-streamed press conference on his channel, Paul revealed an update to the initial lawsuit. Previously seeking $200 million for assault, the amended lawsuit now explicitly cited aggression as grounds for seeking damages. Paul emphasized that his actions aimed not only to defend himself, but also to send a message to those believing boxing had no regulations. He underscored the significance of respect and the repercussions for disregarding it. Expanding on the concept of aggression, Paul highlighted Tyson's apparent inability to control his temper during their sparring session. According to Paul, Tyson's behavior exceeded standard training and was driven by anger, with Paul being the unfortunate target. The updated lawsuit incorporated additional evidence, including witness accounts supporting Paul's assertions of excessive force and neglect of safety. Discussions also revolved around including medical records to illustrate the physical and emotional toll on Paul. Acknowledging potential criticism, Paul recognized that some might perceive these actions as a publicity stunt. Nonetheless, he asserted that there was nothing enjoyable about enduring brutality in the ring or litigating against a legend. He emphasized that his decision to take legal action stemmed from a sense of moral obligation. Critics argued that as a professional fighter, Paul should have anticipated a certain level of intensity during sparring sessions. Additionally, concerns arose about the broader implications of the amended lawsuit. Could it deter older fighters from engaging in exhibition matches altogether? Might it make trainers and promoters overly cautious, thereby diluting the excitement that often draws audiences to these non-competitive events? Despite the uncertainties surrounding the lawsuit's lasting impact, one thing was evident: Jake Paul had undergone a transformation from a controversial YouTuber to a legal advocate against uncontrolled aggression in boxing. Whether he would achieve success in court or simply emerge as a shrewd self-promoter remained to be seen. Nonetheless, the ongoing saga of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson continued to capture headlines and fuel speculation within the boxing community.